Remember the good old days when Funko Pop hunting was fun? Let's talk about it.
Welcome to the Gastlecast. We're glad you're there. You get the right time. We got an all-time high. Funko's hot toys and charms on mine. Stick around, like, comment, and be sure to subscribe because life's a little better when you answer Chris and Heather. Hey, life's a little better when you answer Chris and Heather. Hey, life's a little better when you answer Chris and Heather. And remember, at these hallowed walls, we hunt together. Yes.
Well, a lot of people are probably watching this video and saying, no, I just started collecting 2 years ago.
Yeah, well, Funko Pop hunting used to be a lot of fun, especially when conventions came around or when a new Chase Funko Pop was announced. Nowadays, it feels like we order everything online and the stores are just filled with crap nobody wants. And this topic actually came up because Dis Funko Pop Hunters posted a photo from Walgreens showing Funko Pops that have been marked down to like $3. All of these Funko Pops are Walgreens exclusives, and it reminded me of the good old days. Back when Walgreens actually had Funko Pops we gave a about. We would go to the store and we would wait for the shipment to arrive. It happened many times, like with the Mace Windu Funko Pop from Star Wars. I remember standing and waiting for at least an hour for that Funko Pop to show up to the store. Nowadays, who gives a crap? Now Walgreens is completely getting out of the game. I don't like it.
I thought they were out of the game, but recently I've been seeing pictures of them with Funko Pops.
I haven't seen many photos of stores carrying brand new Funko Pops. It looks like a bunch of old garbage.
Oh, well, maybe I'm just confused and those pictures are of like stores that never got the memo that they were stopping.
Or they're pictures from 2018. That's a possibility too. But before we go any further and talk about the demise of Funko Pop hunting, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the little bell. That way you'll know anytime we go live or post brand new content. Also, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Gastlecast. Stay until the end of the video because we want to discuss our brand new Gastley from Mischief Toys, and we want to talk a little bit about Drop Day. So after seeing this photo from Walgreens, I started to think of all the stores now that are carrying Funko Pops, how small the shelves have gotten, how post-apocalyptic Walmart looks now. Did you see that they had a big case of like Funko sodas and people just went and ripped them all open? And
oh yeah.
There's just like plastic everywhere. They just collected all the chases and left. It looks like a Walmart after, you know, the zombie apocalypse started.
It really does. I actually went to our local Walmart and it didn't look any better. There were sodas that were just open. Some of them had the tops completely off and it was just like the bag sitting in the can.
Yeah, so Walmart has never been a very good retailer in terms of Funko Pops. Anytime I've ever gone to a local Walmart, at least, there's at least 5 Funko Pops that have been completely destroyed. I'm not talking about a rip, I'm not talking about a tear, and I'm not talking about a crease. I'm talking all out damage. It's like the whole box is just ripped in half. Like somebody just grabbed it in pure rage and ripped it.
What's the difference between a rip and a tear?
They're the same thing, but it just made sense in when I went, can you just go along with the video? Do you always have to fight back? You always have to give me trouble?
They can be ripped or torn.
There's a guy named Rip Torn, by the way, and he's an actor.
Nuh-uh.
Just saying. Yeah, his name is Rip Torn.
Okay, his name is Elmore.
Oh my god, he died in 2019. I didn't even know that.
That's very sad.
He's the guy from Men in Black.
That's cool.
Anyway, we just learned a little bit about Rip Torn.
That's not his real name.
It is, for me. Then I think about stores like Hot Topic that had huge walls of Funko Pops, and I remember seeing a bunch of people up against those walls going through all the different Pops that are on the shelves. Nowadays, I walk in there and it looks like a wasteland. I remember waiting in lines out in front of the store to get a Chase, and I don't think that's happening anymore either.
I also remember on con days waiting outside of various different stores and trying to plan our route based off of what we wanted the most and what stores were closest to that one and the best way to like get to your first pick, your second pick, your third pick stores. Remember that? Sometimes we would go to like 4 or 5 stores in a day.
Yeah, now when conventions happen, I don't go anywhere.
Yeah, and you can normally walk into your Walmart or GameStop or wherever the shared exclusives are like 2 weeks later and they'll still have something for you.
Well, oddly enough, when we went to Poppin' Off Toys recently in Tennessee, we actually visited the GameStop where they dropped that gelatinous cube, the blue one. Mm-hmm. It was the day after the con drop, and the guy said that they totally forgot they even had them, and he brought them in from the back.
Yeah, I guess nobody had asked for them on drop day.
We were the only people to ask about them. How could that even be? It used to be that people would go to the store and they would eat up all the Funko Pops, no matter if they were good or bad. Sometimes you had the flippers, sometimes you had the collectors. No matter what the case was, some of those Funko Pops were flying off the shelves. Not anymore.
Yeah, it's very rare that you see that. Now, I can't say the same about being at the actual con because those lines...
Horrendous.
Yeah, it's rough in those streets.
And you guys already know how I feel about Funko Pop con lines. I think it's garbage. I think they need to reduce the amount of con exclusives and make that line move a lot faster.
Well, what if they don't know how you feel?
Well, they just found out. I don't know.
Yeah, you did good.
Cool, sure.
But you also said, like, you know how I feel, but what if this is the very first
Okay,
Gastlecast video
alright,
they've
so
ever
you're doing it
watched?
again.
What?
You're working against me.
Okay, well, stop sucking.
Never heard you say that before. Barnes & Noble. Remember when they had the top wanted Funko Pops? Remember Scareglow?
Yeah.
Everybody wanted Scareglow.
And the Flock Tigger?
And the Flock Tigger, that was another popular one. Now Barnes & Noble doesn't really even carry Funko Pops anymore. I went on their website and their newest Funko Pops are from January of 23. Best Buy used to carry Funko Pops. I don't think they carry Funko Pops anymore. Box Lunch, of course, carries Funko Pops.
No, I think Best Buy does.
Do they?
I think so, but
know.
the section is like 5 pops.
Remember FYE? When we said walls about Hot Topic before, FYE was literally covered. The whole store.
Oh, it was
They had
insane.
tables covered, walls covered. Everywhere you went in FYE, there was a Funko Pop. Not anymore. They've also scaled that back a lot. I used to love going to FYE and just digging through what they had. Sometimes I could find old stuff there. Sometimes I would find a chase. It was like a scavenger hunt. I enjoyed it, but that's all gone now. And so now I find myself in a weird spot in my collecting life where I can no longer hunt and have fun doing it anymore. And it really bothers me. I used to love that about collecting Funko Pops. That's sort of what got me involved in it. Going to the store, seeing what was there. And at that time, back in 2015, I didn't really scour the internet. I really just went out to see what was coming.
Okay.
I didn't really pay attention to Funko News back then like we do today. It was a completely different ball game. It was a fun ball game.
Yeah, and you would talk to all your friends who are local and figure out what they're looking for, tell them what you were looking for, and that way if you found anything out in the wild, you would just pick it up for each other.
Exactly. But what happened? I'm going to blame it on one thing, and one thing only. Let's say it together. Pandemic.
Overproduction. Oh.
The pandemic?
Okay, hold on. I feel like we're both right. The pandemic, okay, when that started, everybody got their stimulus checks. A lot of people were bored at home, not really like doing the stuff they used to with their money. So instead, to get a little happy, they would go online, they would spend their stimulus check on all their Funko Pops, and Funko was like, oh my god, we're doing so good, girl. And they were like, yeah, we are, let's make more. So then they started making way more.
Well, a lot of this happened because people were no longer going out shopping anymore because at one point in time, you literally could only go out for the things that you need, not necessarily the things that you wanted, like Funko Pops. So people were ordering them all online, and that got us used to doing everything at home, in our chairs, watching TV, ordering our stuff on our tablets and on our phones directly from places like Amazon, Hot Topic, wherever store had Funko Pops that you wanted. You were sitting at home and that's where you're buying them from. And over the course of time, because people started going back to work and everything went back to somewhat normal, people lost the focus of going out and collecting in person. It still isn't even that big of a thing even years down the road.
I would also blame the fact that there were so many issues with the supply chain. I mean, we're still seeing issues with the supply chain with like our local Michaels not being able to get in phone board, which is like the weirdest, most niche thing. But they said that every time they get a phone board shipment, like people are lined up for that because it's so hard to get.
Well, we can derive all this from the pandemic, and then Funko decided to overproduce because a lot of people were buying Funko Pops at the time that stimulus checks were coming out. We already know that. We've covered this a million times. By the way, Michaels, you brought them up, they carried Funko Pops at one point in time.
Yeah, they don't anymore.
That's right.
Like, they're completely done with
Gone.
that. What I do have to say about Funko though is they seem to be doing pretty well. It's just different and weird from the actual collector's side of things because they're not doing as many limited pieces, they're overproducing a lot, and they seem to be becoming a bit more casual.
Yeah, they're in the casual market. If you go and buy yourselves a Black Series Star Wars figure or a Marvel Legends figure, right in between you're going to find a Funko Pop that's common and easy to pick up like all of the other things that you pick up at the store. It isn't the same as it used to be. It isn't that you walk into a Target or a Walmart and have a hard time finding one of their exclusives. You're pretty much going to be able to find whatever you want, well, depending on where you live, because some stores carry more than others, but for the most part, that is 100% true. But my question is, as we get into our next topic, what can boost the hunt again? What can make the hunt fun again?
Limited pieces.
Okay, limited pieces is what we always go to, but I'm trying to think outside the box.
Anime.
No, anime is going to bring people.
Listen, I know anime is going to bring the boys to the yard, but for us, like our type of collectors, I want to see horror. You want to see more Marvel.
Bingo.
More chases. Actually have them more limited because it seems like this is how I see chase pops. If they're average, and I'm just going to pull a number out of my butt. If their average of one singular Funko Pop is 20,000 pieces, they make 20,000 Captain Americas. I don't think that they're only making 20,000 whatever other common that comes with a chase counterpart. I think they're upping that so more people can buy the chases. Does that make sense? So they might be making 40,000 instead of 20,000 to have more chases circulating out in the world. That's just a guess. I have no idea. But it seems like chases are becoming less rare. Con exclusives, of course, are becoming less rare. The store exclusives have been pretty common for a long time. I just wish that things were a bit more limited.
I just think about this oftentimes. What is going to drag me back to Target to look around and see if there's something there that I want? With all of that said, I think it almost feels like the in-store Funko Pop hunt thing is like kind of dead. And I don't know if they're going to be able to bring us back to the store.
It just seems like this is a new way of living, almost magnified, because we were lazy before, but now it's like 1,000 times worse.
I know, and it used to be fun to go out and pop hunt, you know, in the store, but it was also fun to go on Funko.com and see what the new exclusive was and then go after it. It would sell out, and it was like kind of a cat and mouse game. That's gone. So I'm always looking for a very fun way to collect Funko again. And lately, that hasn't really happened. I have literally stopped buying Funko Pops on a regular basis. It used to be I'd buy a couple per week. Now I'm only buying maybe a couple per month. And that really depends on what's coming out. And most of the time, it's giveaway stuff. It's sad. It really bums me out. And I think about this all the time because the good old days are gone. The hunt days are gone. The Funko Shop days are gone.
I feel like some people prefer it this way. Like a lot of collectors prefer to get what they want when they want it.
Yeah, I hate that. Well, our next topic is Mischief toys. And as you notice from the cover photo of this video, this is Toxic Gastley, and he is awesome. He glows under the black light. I love this figure so much, and I was so happy to unveil him this past Sunday. And he will be going live during a public drop tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. You don't want to miss out on this one at mischieftoys.com. He's limited to 405 pieces, and if you're lucky enough, you can buy the bundle that comes with the pin. The pin will literally only be bundled with certain figures. And there's only 100 of the pin.
Yes, so there are only 100 pin and figure bundles total, and then 305 additional of just the figure. The pin and figure bundle is $65 and just the figure is $55. And if you don't know, Chris and I, the Gastlecast, are behind MischiefToys.com. Chris made this little guy years and years ago, and we finally made him into a vinyl toy in January of last year was the first release of him. And it has been such a fun journey, and we appreciate everybody who supports us. If you have never heard of of Mischief toys before right now, we highly recommend heading over to mischieftoys.com and signing up for our newsletter. That way you can learn about all things coming from Mischief Toys. With that being said, in case you missed it, we have something called the Coven of Mischief. And the Coven of Mischief is an annual membership to the secret part of the Mischief Toys website where you have access to Coven-only merchandise. You have early access to drops like this, and we had our early access today. By the way, thank you to everybody who was online for that. It means the world to us. And you are also guaranteed the chance at one Coven of Mischief exclusive per year.
So make sure you check out our Coven of Mischief. Another sign up will come up later this year where you too can be initiated.
And your membership will expire 1 year from signing up.
So one thing I wanted to talk about with our Mischief Toys brand and Coven of Mischief, we are really trying to make collecting fun again. And we made this video talking about Funko and how our love for Funko basically spawned the way that we like to collect, where it was going after hard to find items, limited items. That was something really special to us. And that's how we built Mischief Toys. I've gotten a lot of feedback from you guys, and I just want to say I really appreciate you. You guys are letting me know that you love what we're doing, you love the limited pieces, and it's making collecting fun for you again. I've heard that from so many people.
Me too.
And it is so great to hear that. This is exactly what we have been going for. This is exactly what we have wanted. And we can't thank you enough for your support. We have a lot of figures coming. A lot of limited figures, con exclusive figures, and also a big retailer exclusive figure. On top of all of that, we also have plushes in the works, and we have a Maryland initiative coming up very soon where we're going to have a line of Maryland Gastleys. The biggest one is Maryland Gastley, where he will have a Maryland flag on him, and we're super stoked because it's Gastley from his home state. He's showing off his love of Maryland. And also we have a new character, the villain to Gastley, Demonstro. We have so many cool things coming your way this year, and we cannot wait to announce each and every one.
If you are interested in our pal Gastley or anything Mischief Toys, go to mischieftoys.com and sign up for our newsletter, or follow us on Instagram at Mischief Toys. And we also have a Facebook group.
Yeah, if you search Mischief Toys on Facebook, you'll find the group. Go and join, make sure you answer all the questions, and join in on all the fun. So look out for our newest drop tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern, Toxic Gastley, where we will drop a Toxic Gastley and also a Toxic Gastley and Pin bundle. Check it all out at mischieftoys.com. Alright, so what do you think about our Funko Hunt discussion? And what do you think about Toxic Waste Gastley and Mischief Toys? We would love to know all that and more in the comment section down below. In every video, we like to shout out to some of our patrons from Patreon. In this video, we'd like to shout out to Brian Barrick, Danny Allen, Zach Bonifer, Cliff Demzik, Cody Pace and Laura Maxey, Lindsay, Matt Klein, Trudy Scarborough Farlow, AJ Barbary, and Matt Weisbord. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. We appreciate all of our patrons. You guys rock. Thank you for staying until the very end of the video. We really appreciate you. You guys rock. Remember, as always, we hunt together, yes. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.